Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Well, today we're looking at verses 21 through 23 in Psalm 102. So if you have your Bible open, let's turn there together. Come on in and sit down with me now and get your Bible out, and we'll just do a little Bible study. It's a 5-minute Bible study. That's all we do now. It's 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. And here we have 3 verses we're going to study today, 21, 22, and 23 in Psalm 102. Now we're still in this little section about what the Lord's going to do, what He did do, what He has done. So the Lord will build up Zion, but the Lord has also looked down from His sanctuary and heard. He's going to hear the groaning of the prisoner. He's going to loose those that are appointed to death. That's the prisoner. So we have the prisoner, those appointed to death. See the parallelism there, which is the heart of Hebrew poetry. And then what happens to the prisoners? They declare the name of the Lord in Zion and His praise in Jerusalem. So this is all what the Lord's doing. The Lord's actions are affecting His people. But notice that it's in verse 21, to declare the name of the Lord in Zion. Remember that was the first thing the Lord is going to do. He's going to build up Zion. Now we have Zion again. Here the Lord is going to be declared in Zion. His name is there. His praise will be there. When the people are gathered together and the kingdoms to serve the Lord. So the Lord's actions are now causing all the peoples to come, which compares nicely with verse 15, doesn't it? The heathen shall fear the name of the Lord, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. Well, here we have it again. The peoples are gathered together in the kingdoms to serve the Lord. So it's not just the Jews that are going to be affected. It's all of us. Every person, every human is going to be affected by this. We're going to be drawn together in worship of the one God. But then we have verse 23. Verse 23 is interesting. It's unique, but it kind of it jerks us out of the future thought, I think. And maybe that's the purpose of it. It jerks us out of future thinking, and it causes us to come back home. And listen to what he says in verse 23. He weakened my strength in the way. He shortened my days. Now we remember, oh wait, this is a prayer of the afflicted. Right. I forgot. Because I've been glorying in the thought of all that the Lord is going to do, all that He has done, and how that's going to affect the future and the present. But now I come back to, like I say, I come back home, come back to the theme of the psalm here. He's weakened my strength in the way. Well, this is a prayer of the afflicted, isn't it? So now we remember, we're rejoicing in the thought, but now we remember, wait a minute, I'm this afflicted man. The psalmist is recounting his condition again. He shortened my days. Now here we have that theme, that days theme, which is going to be nicely wrapped together here at the end of the psalm, but we have it right here in verse 23. He weakened my strength in the way. He shortened my days. And remember, we have my days there in verse 3, for my days are consumed like smoke. Then we have the day in verse 8. Mine enemies reproach me all the day. We have my days again in verse 11. My days are like a shadow that declines, and I am withered like grass. And then we have the adversative in 12, and we go from 12 to 22 with all the wonderful thinking about what the Lord is going to do, and really the refreshing thought of His person. And then we come to 23 and we have my days again. My days are brief. I'm probably not going to see the Lord rebuild Jerusalem. I'm not going to see Him appear there in His glory, not in my flesh. I won't live to see that. And so He's reminding Himself, well, wait a minute. My days are shortened and all of this is going to happen, but probably not in my days. So He's recounting now, again, His affliction. So now tomorrow we're going to see another one of these. And actually, the contrast of days and years, days of the psalmist, years and the eternal year of the Lord are going to be nicely distilled down into one verse verse 24. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I hope you'll join me then here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.